Hello there guys, and welcome back to yet another one of us, the Review Bros, joined by just me today. It's Aaron on our top 15 daily driver pre-workouts, and myself and Craig have pulled together this list for you guys as you've been asking for it so often, and here we go. So what is the term daily driver? It's actually something myself and Craig coined back in 2019. You didn't hear that word around, and now if you're in this industry, it's something you'll hear all too often, and it's a term used to describe a daily driver product. So a daily driver pre-workout we term as something that should be relatively healthy, something that obviously can be used on a daily basis without negatives. It should have a minimum amount of caffeine for the maximum result, and we're going to top that out here at 400 milligrams. And when we say the 400 milligram pre-workout, we don't believe you should be using other sources of caffeine throughout the day, whether it be Coca-Cola, coffees, energy drinks, or anything, of course, that gives you more caffeine than that 400 per day at the top end. Personally speaking, it should also focus on the three elements we look for in a product: pumps, focus, and energy. And a little bit further to that, we do believe when it concerns daily driver products, we do think the weight of the scoop should be up. We would say a minimum of 17, 18 grams, all the way up into the 30s, guys. Just then you know you're getting a good dosage of pump ingredients, being the heavy weighers, a little bit of focus, and of course, minimally energy derived ingredients. And when we talk daily driver products, we also do take into account that taste and price do come a lot more to fruition and importance than just the effects when it concerns this. That's simply because you don't want to dread drinking your pre-workout each day. It's got to be at least relatively nice tasting. And of course, if you're using it on a daily basis, the price of the product will have more of an impact on your wallet. We do, of course, think that daily driver products must eliminate certain substances. No DMAA, no DMHA, no N-methyltyramine, no isopropanolsinephrine. We would avoid yohimbine, especially alpha yohimbine. And we would even consider Urea durensis to be on that grey area list. And very importantly, this pre-workout list will still contain stimulants. Of course, for everyone new out there especially, pump ingredients, pump products, non-stimulant formulations, of course, they fall into daily driver, but a bit less fun, of course, we need our stims. Without any further ado, let's get into that top 15 daily drivers. It won't include our formulation daily driver, unfortunately no longer on sale. And of course, it will be a bit biased. Let's go. Now, this list is in no particular order, but we think it's only fair to start with the heart starter in the form of DFib by HR Labs. Now, this is a stacked formulation. It's actually their newest version, version 3. So they've done some work in the past to bring us what we consider to be one of the top daily drivers around, especially in UK markets. Now, yes, DFib is one of the upper caffeine contents of this list at that 400 milligrams, but we think you can get away with it, and it actually doesn't feel like 400 milligrams. It has a very smooth onset of energy, and it will give you some gnarly pumps in the gym. In at number 2, a very well-known pre-workout, of course, it's Gorilla Mode by Gorilla Mind, or better known again, more plates, more dates, Derek, the YouTube sensation that of course brought his formulations to the market. Now, this one is stacked, and it's been around, it's stood the test of time. It's full of pump ingredients, it's full of stimulants, of course, within that daily driver threshold. And it's going to make you feel real nice on it. It's a really smooth one. Nutrafit coming in third on this list with their newest pre-workout, Krober, and it's actually one of the newest on this pre-workouts list as well. It uses a blend of ingredients that you wouldn't typically call daily driver because they're not stimulants, so don't worry about that, but they are quite new, they're quite science related, and therefore a bit different. But I've got to say, it does come to fruition in this case, and it gives you a real nice feel with, again, really gnarly pumps in the gym. Perhaps lesser known is Bravo 6 by the guys at Elite Nutrition, and they brought us out of nowhere a stacked formulation. It tastes good, and it is a heavy scoop that gives you a lot of pump ingredients, focus ingredients, stimulant ingredients, and it tastes very nice too. It's one of those ones that has a general feeling of well-being and health in the gym, keeps you ticking along, and actually even gave us a sense of mood elevation, so therefore it had to hit this top 15. Now, I'm pretty sure this is a company who's expecting to pop up, relatively actually new to the market. It's EKKOVISION, and before I started this film, I was going to say the pre-workout dethroner because I really loved that. But I was also lucky enough that because that one sold out, to try Drama 3.0. Now this is a stacked formulation, over 27 grams of material, full of pump ingredients, muscular contraction ingredients, hydration ingredients, focus ingredients, and of course a little bit of energy to tip it into that daily driver realm. Now they're producing a lot of really good pre-workouts over at EKKOVISION, but Drama for us took the top spot in the daily driver realm, so it had to make this very list. Red Rum slips itself into this list with their pre-workout Assault, the slightly stronger pre-workout than their other Sawn-Off, which probably could fall into a daily driver list somewhere. Now this one is really nice. It tastes good, it's well priced, and it is stacked, and it's even got 12 grams of citrulline. I'm going to repeat that. 12 grams of citrulline, and the pumps are there to match that dosage. Rebellion slips itself into the list, and looking at that tub, you would expect a hardcore formulation when you're seeing skulls on your pre-workout. But in this case, it comes together really nicely with a set of endurance ingredients, pumps to match, and of course, focus and energy that will keep you ticking on through a general daily workout. Murdered Out SUPPS come in next with their pre-workout Insidious. Now, Murdered Out are actually a relatively new company here in the UK, and they're actually getting their names out there. They've got a new formulation coming up very soon, which I suspect to be a high stimulant one. But in Insidious, it's a daily driver material, right? And it talks pumps, it talks focus, it talks endurance, and of course, enough energy to boot to keep you ticking on through. Now, the company Combat Fuel released a pre-workout called Combat Fuel. They've actually been through several iterations of this pre-workout, coming to their latest one, and it is a really nice one. Tastes really good. Again, another really affordable formulation. They're a really nice set of guys up there, and we've got to say this one had to slip itself into the list with a decent dosage of all the ingredients within itself. And it will, again, like I've said many times in this review, keep you going through your training session, and it won't leave you with any negatives afterwards. Popping itself in is Shifted pre-workout. Now this one, again, out of nowhere. I'm sure it even just turned up on our doorstep for a review, but it is a stacked one of the heavier scoops in this pre-workout list. And rightly so, it deserves a place on the list. When you're talking big scoops like this, as long as the stimulants are low, the ingredients themselves will do talking. When it concerns daily driver products, there's only so much you can shy away from scoop weight, and therefore coming in at 30 grams of material, it's got no choice but to give you nasty pumps. Greg Doucette in next with Harder Than Last Time's pre-workout. Now this one tastes really good, strange flavours, I think dragonberry from memory, haven't got the tub to hand, but again, a nice dosage of ingredients in there, nice pumps, nice focus, and enough energy actually to feel like you're ticking by, killing the weights, and cruising on through with no nausea, crash, or any of those nasties that of course can come from stim junkie type products. I think he's done a very good job here, and he obviously had a good team behind him when concerning this formulation. Now, it was actually a couple of years ago we formulated a top 10 daily drivers list, and there's a pre-workout that just had to slip itself back in. And you might be asking at this point why some of the others are not. Some of them, unfortunately, are no longer for sale, but this one is. It's Beam pre-workout, and looking at that formulation, you can see why. It slips itself in very nicely. Digestive aids to get things moving. Energy just enough to boot, and therefore pumps and focus alongside it to keep you going. It really does. A nice pre-workout, tastes good as well, and it's actually really well put together. Fawad Abayad in next, of course, with his brand Hostile SUPPS pre-workout Hostility. This one was one of the ones that we've always recommended when it concerns daily driver products. A big scoop, endurance ingredients in there, and it really does come to fruition with that. You do feel a sense of having to drag yourself out of the gym, with the stimulants being low enough, of course, to put it within the realm of daily driver. Pumps are really good on this one. I'd argue perhaps it's one of the lesser nice tasting products on this, and it is one of the more expensive ones. That being said, you can see where the money's gone. It has gone into that formulation, and it will leave you with the three elements that we're looking for. Energy, just there, and of course, pumps and focus really coming on through. One of our most latest reviews in the form of 12 Strong, and again, a massive scoop. This one's by Ball Nutrition, and this one has a really, again, nice sense of endurance, hydration benefits alongside it. No negatives, no nausea, crash, cold sweats, jitters, and it comes through with its energy purposes. But of course, we're really looking at a standout ingredient in this, glycerol, 10 grams, which in powder formulations is very, very, very rare. And in fact, to memory, I can't think of another one. It really does come in with those pumps. When it concerns glycerol, it's going to pull in that moisture, water, nutrients, blood into the muscle cell direct. And therefore it's going to leave you looking like the Michelin Man, which it does. Now last, but of course, certainly not least, and I'm very, very sure that a few of you would have been waiting for this name. It's a new formulation. Actually, I think it's the newest formulation on the market in the UK. It is Maximum Carnage by Alpha Neon. Now, actually, a slightly strange name for a daily driver. When you're concerning Maximum Carnage, you're thinking stimulants through the roof, but this one is really nice. It actually tastes very good. It's affordable. Alpha Neon have been bringing out some fantastic products this year and the end of last year, and this one, I've got to say, it's their version 2 Maximum Carnage. Endurance, yes. Mood boosting, yes. Pumps, definitely yes. Hydration benefits, yes. There are a lot of positives to this. It's just a very good one. A big scoop, guys. 25 grams worth of material within this. It's got no holes, and it's got no negatives alongside it. There's no cold sweats, no crash, no sleeplessness, no nausea. It's just an all-round pre-workout, and I'm sure for anyone that's tried it, they'll know that it definitely deserved a space on this list. Now that's it, guys. That's our top 15 of 2023. We'll try our very best, of course, every year to get one of these reviews out, because daily drivers are coming upon us almost on a daily basis. And we hope you enjoyed this list. If there's any we think we've missed out, we'll mention them down below. And of course, you do the same for us. If you've got a daily driver product that you think slips into the criteria we've been looking at, no alpha yohimbine, no DMHA, or any of those, and of course, lowish caffeine amount, then please again do slip it down below. Perhaps it's something we've not yet reviewed, and therefore we'll do our very best to get our hands on it, and perhaps, just perhaps, it'll make this list next time. Cheers for watching, guys. As always, stay stimmed. Cheers.